All right, so here we are, Tuesday, June the 24th, and we continue our journey through the Psalms and the Psalter. As you're participating and coming back to the Psalms each day, I pray you're finding all the blessing you're looking for and hoping for. I want to encourage you, before you touch any of these Psalms, pray. Invite God to bless you and give you eyes to see. Today we'll pick up Psalm 50 and Psalm 52. And these are two unique Psalms. Psalm 50 is interesting. And as I think about what's in Psalm 50, I think about just a 50-50 proposition. And how true it is that in the Psalms, again and again, there's this idea that there are two sides of a coin. 50% this, 50% that. And that there are genuinely are people who God he wants to shake them out of their duplicitous life. There's a song that you may not know. I know it because we have kids and we watch the Despicable Me movies. But there's an interesting song, about the double life, and how Gru is always living this double life, and it's a call, I think, in some ways to consider. Okay, so what kind of life are we living? Psalm 50 is, I think, an attempt to disrupt people who are living in this duplicitous way. Worship may look like worship, but in reality, the rest of their life, the rest of their week is all about serving themselves. And they're not being generous, they're not being kind, they're not being loving. But then they come into the house of the Lord and they offer a sacrifice, and it's like everything's okay. God wants so much more than that for you and from you. So Psalm 50 is a reminder of that. Psalm 52 is a unique psalm because it comes from a very specific context. When David had a friend, or who he thought was a friend, Doeg the Edomite, who runs to Saul and tells him where David is. Saul wants to kill David, and so David's running for his life, and Doeg is helping Saul hunt him down. And so David has this psalm, and in the end he suggests, you can boast of evil, but I'm going to boast in the blessed assurance that I'm like a tree planted, like an olive tree, flourishing in the house of God. Though you try to take my life, I know I'm in God's hands, and I know he's going to take care of me. So I want you to look at these two Psalms today and consider just the assurance that David had. And then the way so many of us live our lives, back and forth, half in, half out, and consider, what would it really look like to be so confident and so assured in your relationship with the Lord and his love for you and his grace, that you lived not a life that was a life of compromise, but that is 100% committed to God. Consider that as you read Psalm 50 and Psalm 52, and give some thought to what God really wants for you, what the salt life really looks like. I pray you're blessed in that time, and that you'll join us again tomorrow.